Don't twist them.
Wiggle.
And?
Wiggle. Or I said don't wiggle.
Okay.
And when it doesn't fit,
I mean, someone's broken.
Try to push harder.
push harder and bend one of those pins over so it's mashed up against the wall instead of going in the hole it's supposed to go in.
Is that what it is?
Wonder who did it.
Nice.
Somebody mashed it together good and hard because it.
I bet it was Alex.
No, it was probably one of the
Alex.
underclassmen.
It was Alex. We're
Alex.
You know, you don't blame somebody who's here. You blame somebody who's not here.
Alex.
Alex. We don't look at him. He's not here.
Parker's fault.
If I don't see you, you're not
All
here.
right, Miss Keller, you are on the wall.
On the wall, literally on the wall. Can I erase that stuff on the board?
Yes, please.
Under draw kind of that raise you ain't blanks.
R.
Hey, no. No,
I just put something on EdPhoto called Parent Functions and Diseases.
Soft. S.
I think that we should do more
Under
of
draw
this.
kind of see if she
Brenda,
finds.
you're just dancing for
Oh.
yourself.
So I kind of wanted to walk you guys through this in the beginning so you're not
T.
sitting there not knowing what to do. It sounds complicated, it's not. We're just going over the different parent functions today as part of this activity.
No.
And so there's linear functions, they look like lines, right? There's constant functions, absolute value functions. They all have a certain look to them. And what you guys are going to do is start with the parent function. So for a linear function, that's just y equals x. And you're going to try to find what function is on the graph. And so you're going to do that with a super nifty website called desmos.com. So let's go there real quick and I'll show you what it looks like.
Mrs. Keller, can I ask an annoying question first?
Yes, Mary?
Can you define function for me?
Yes, a function is often displayed with a graph like this, or with an equation. And a rule of thumb for functions is that they go left to right and they don't cross back. So something like this would not be a function because you have multiple, you can do the vertical line test, and if you draw a vertical line through it, it hits in more than one point. So that's not a function. A function is something that's just a straight line or a curve that's going straight from left to right without doubling back on itself or having more than one y value for an x value.
So no S shapes, no circles, no squares, just lines that go from left to right. They might go up and then down and then up again, but it's going to go from left to right.
So it's like a heartbeat.
Could be.
Could be.
Exactly.
Or it could be a teeter-totter.
Ooh, I like teeter-totters.
Or it could be a jump
Okay,
rope.
so, go ahead. Sorry,
I-
I can barely hear you guys.
I was just throwing in one more visual of a jump rope.
Yeah, these are all too complicated down here to be functions because there's more than one x value or more than one y value for every x value. If you draw a straight line, you're going to hit multiple points. But all of these, they're nice and simple, and they just go left to right. And so if you draw a straight line up and down through any point on this graph, it's only going to hit one point. Same thing with this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, so on. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so desmos.com is a website that allows you to play around with these functions. So when you go there, you just say start graphing. You don't need an account or anything. Y equals x is something you could type in, and you're going to get that graph of y equals x. You want to try to make it look like the one in the picture. And so you can do a bunch of things on this, like add 3 to it and see how it adjusts. Put a number next to x, which is the slope. And it does different things. And so it'll be up to you guys to play around with that, try to find the one that's in the picture. We know it's going to go through 5, and then it looks like it has a slope of a rise of 1 for every run of 2. Have you guys done rise and run yet?
Yep.
Yeah, so you know slope. So this one's pretty easy. And then, relating it to disease, a scenario that can be super dramatic and exciting or not. It's up to you guys. For those of you who are creative, have fun with it. So here we're just saying at day 0, so here the days down here, that's the x-axis. The y-axis is how many people are infected by the disease. So at day 0, 5 people were sick with the disease. Every 2 days, another person would get sick. So that's what's happening here. That's the slope going up. Every 2 days, another person is sick. No one ever got better. People just kept getting sick at the same rate no matter who threw up on who. Does that sound like a realistic scenario with the disease?
Yes.
Somewhat. Except for that no one ever got better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it was the zombie apocalypse.
Or the Zika virus.
Look it up.
Yeah. So then the graph, you're gonna explain what the parent function is, and then what kind of like your process for going through it. It doesn't have to be super complicated. You can just say, well, I had to add and multiply some stuff to the graph. I knew the line went through 0, 5, so I added 5. I tried all these different things, blah, 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 and then you're gonna put your answer at the bottom of what you found the graph to look like. None of these are super complicated. This one is complicated because there's 2 different things you're adjusting, the 1/2 and the 5. For the rest of them, I believe there's only one thing, and I'll double check on that. But do you guys feel like you understand this assignment based on what I've said?
I got a couple and a whole bunch of blank stares. Does that mean you're too lazy to do this, or you don't understand?
Or they haven't thought about it yet?
Can we just play Minecraft?
No. There's a camp in Brookings this summer, though. We'll be making airplanes and stuff in Minecraft.
Cool.
Can we do a
What is this
Can you use
website
the
called
mod
again?
that actually lets them move?
Desmos it's an S. Desmos.com.
No.
Yes.
Sorry, man, I didn't think your deed would be all
You
over
should be
here.
able to move the objects and everything that you make.
I don't know.
It looks
I
like
am
this.
a noob
It looks.
still.
So the objective, you guys, is just to learn the different parent functions for the types of graphs that tie to disease. Think about which ones
Make boats.
seem like
We have a
would
meeting
happen
at 1
with the
o'clock
disease,
to
if not
talk
all of them,
about
because
that.
some of them don't really make sense. I don't think the linear graph makes sense, honestly. Like, when does just one person get sick every 2 days? Or like, when do you have the same number of people getting sick and nobody ever getting better? That seems kind of weird.
It's supposed to be right
So Desmos will be a good place to get information from, and then also if you just Google parent functions, you should be able to find what the parent functions are for each of these function types. Absolute value, quadratic, constant.
Whoa.
Ooh, I don't like.
Alright.
Alright, go for it. I will stop sharing my screen.
Yes.
Let me know if you
BSMOS.
have questions while you're doing it, and I will help you. I'm gonna pull up the answers and see if there's not as simple as I remember.
No.
Oh yeah. Absolute value function, there's 2 numbers you're gonna need to plug in, but you should be able to find that out. For quadratic, it's just 1. The rest of them,
Cody's.
it's just 1.
Trevor, you have a job.
Yeah, I might. Okay. Is this the right website?
Yes.
Okay, I'm done.
So we're basically just going to be making scenarios.
Figuring out a scenario that works with that line. What is the scenario
Oh,
that
that
caused
equation?
somebody to create that line?
The equation she gave us?
The lines that she gave you.
Yeah, the one in the picture, so
You
in
have
the
like,
example, it's starting at 5, right?
Yeah.
5 people are sick on day 0. And then it's going up, it's increasing by a certain amount, so the scenario is that on day 0, 5 people were sick. Every 2 days, another person gets
Okay,
sick.
You do
Oh,
that
that's
and Darth Vader.
You can make up what type of disease this would be. Mr. and Mrs. Schneider, I forgot to ask you guys if you wanted to add anything to this. Like, do they have to use certain vocabulary terms that they've learned already?
Who said no?
You might want
Yeah,
to do
Riley.
that.
Yes, use subject level specific vocabulary.
So why do we need to use this website?
Look, I did it.
It's a tool, Gracie.
You can test what you think your answer is, and it'll
Okay.
draw the graph and then see if it's the same darn thing.
Someone made Drake.
Did I make the right assumption there, Mrs. Keller?
Yes.
Ta-da.
The y-axis is always the people infected by the disease, and then the days are always the x-axis. It says that at the top.
So we pretty much just start drawing the lines.
No, you have lines.
I have no idea.
So we're seeing what the function spell is lines are.
You have 6 lines. You have to figure out what's the mathematical equation that created that line, and what's the scenario that created that situation. How'd I do, Mrs. Keller?
That's perfect. You guys feel free to come up and talk at me if you don't know how to get started with this, or you're having a hard time.
Can I go use my math notebook?
Do you think it'll help?
Yeah. A little bit maybe.
If you think it'll help, go get it and be quick. You got about 35 minutes of class left.
How do you like draw the lines?
You have somebody that's working on her PhD in math sitting right over here at this table, not talking to her is crazy.
Trying to go the gears go in there a little bit.
Yes, you have to get the gears going first, and then go talk to her. Absolutely.
Are the Bernoulli
Xandu.
probes for the blood pressure and respiration, are those separate?
No.
I did it.
Bravo.
Ta-da.
What did you do?
A line.
How do you draw a line?
I think you have to make an equation and it draws the line. I could be wrong. I've never been to that website.
I use all the math on it. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
None of that stuff was in my mind.
Fractions, but only 3 of them are.
How do you draw it?
Where's the fraction button?
You get your computer out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Get your computer out. Computer.
Boy!
What you doing? Is it working? Isabel, is it working? You have at least a function.
Yep. Can I be done?
Get your computer
As
out.
soon as you have completed all of the tasks, yes.
Ooh, which one are you on?
Isabel.
I don't know. I honestly don't.
So figure it out.
Talk to the
Okay,
lady.
so are you on the first one, constant function?
That girl.
No.
You've done that one already.
Yes.
Okay, are you on number 2? Absolute value function.
Yep, they're all in there, and now what do we do? Now what happens?
Do you know what's gonna grow? Do you remember what we talked about?
I don't know what this is, but.
What's gonna grow on those?
Which one are you trying to get right now? Cause that looks super complicated, whatever you have.
It is super complicated.
Mr. Schneider?
Yeah, we don't want that, we wanna stay simple.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, germs,
Okay,
yes.
Maybe not, maybe it's really clean.
You're on the right
It's not
track.
gonna be clean, is it?
You just haven't completed anything.
Remember we talked about keyboards, how dirty they are?
I'll bet.
No, this is
I'll
not where you
bet you,
start,
I
this is
bet
where
you
you
that we'll
end.
know, I
This
bet
is where
we'll
you
go
work.
by
I don't
today,
know.
this
Get a conclusion.
afternoon.
This is math for me.
Right, or does
You
it take
start
quite a
on the
while,
other
2 days?
side.
okay.
I don't.
What if I
Huh?
miss the first one? What is the
It
second
may
one
take a
again?
few days, yeah.
Isabel's figured out. Isabel.
So there's the example, then there's number one. Number one is the constant
You
function.
can't get frustrated when you don't know how to do something. You're gonna need a lot of stuff in your position.
That's what's frustrating
Go
me.
back to your
I know.
I don't know how to do it.
So type y
Uh,
equals one into
no,
desmos.com.
I can do
This
this
is one
one.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that was, that's
This
an
Oh, did you hear
example.
what she
This
just
one
said?
you should do,
Okay.
figure out the example.
She's talking to
She
Isabel.
wants you
Isabel's
to
struggling.
do this,
You should
right?
be over there. She
Because
just
I
said
would
type
have to
y equals
figure
one
exactly
in.
where it is that's going on. Cause
What
this is what
happened?
they're gonna use to trace the number of people who are infected
Hit
by
enter,
any
see what
particular
happens.
disease at any given
So
time.
then what do you put, I don't know what
Nothing?
to put in there, though. You put,
I'm lost.
This is the equation.
Then
So
you should be
you're
over
on
here.
desmos.com, right?
Yes.
So put that in there.
You click start graphing,
Is this feature room
and
look
then in
any
the number
different than the
one,
one
you just put
downstairs?
y equals
Go
one,
This feature
Yes.
room?
Yeah,
What are you
and a
talking
little
about?
red line appears.
Like this machine? The
Is that-
machine
is
that's
that
in the
true?
hallway?
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, so,
we need two
does
VTEL
that look
rooms
like the
same
graph
time
in
next
number
year.
one?
I'm telling you
This,
what
this
she's
works as a
talking
VTEL
about, so you should
or
just
not.
Hold on.
Well, Mary has to open ports,
Others
but
see your
after
screen
that,
when you need to.
Yeah.
unless she's not closed up.
Trevor's
This
playing
room
along,
and
but
that
he's
room.
hiding
Both have
So
over
we
the
actually
corner.
have three.
You actually have three, right, yeah.
I can't find the one I have. Oh, no.
The sound quality, the sound quality differs greatly. With these mics on this machine, they're still tabletop mics rather than ceiling mics.
What? I don't have the internet connection.
Okay, I did number one. Now I need to do.
Did you find out what it is? What did you get for your answer?
Oh, I haven't done that yet. Never mind.
So like y equals one sort of looks like the one in number one, right? It's a constant function, but we need to make it look like the one in number one. And where's that line going through?
30.
39. No.
No, not 30.
I'm
20. Something.
It's like 39 or 40, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think that equation should look like instead of y equals one?
Y equals 39.
So do we have to make,
There's your answer.
so then we have to make the equation?
And so now you guys just need a
Make the
scenario
equation,
for the disease
Desmos will
spreading.
make the line.
So relate that to like
So I have to
number of
make-
people infected over a
make
certain
this
number of days,
equation.
So
what's
you have to
happening
figure
there.
out what's the equation for that
They're
line.
all staying the same.
Because
I
there's,
didn't get a red
for every
line.
time there's a line, there's an equation,
I
every
did.
time there's an equation, there's a line.
Mhm.
Right,
So
Isabel,
you
they're
have
all
to
staying
figure
the
out
same.
what's the equation.
So like 39
Made
people
that
are
line.
sick.
Do
And
you
they're
have
sick
Desmos
forever,
open
right?
on an internet
They don't
tab?
spread it to anyone, they don't get better, that's your scenario.
It's like if those 39 people got cancer.
Equals one,
Yes,
crap.
put that in your
There,
scenario,
y
I like it.
Okay, what are your,
And then
what are your
your-
typing program for me?
Answer,
Got a line,
you
right?
know, is just y equals 39 at the bottom. But
Just,
for how you
okay,
got
so
there, you
how
can
does
just
that
say I
even
typed in
change?
y equals
so
1,
that it
because
looks
that's
just
the
like the
parent
other one?
function for a constant function, and I realized, it should be 39,
So we,
because it's just a straight
Go
line.
here,
So would the graph be y equals
Make that-
39 or the answer be y equals
make
39?
it 10,
Both.
see what happens.
That's a great
So
question,
we
Trevor.
just have to come up with our own scenario
Okay.
pretty much?
So,
That's it, yeah, and then find that answer, because I don't give you the actual
Right.
equation, I
Huh?
just give you
Find
what
it.
the graph looks like.
Oh, that's silly.
no.
wait a second, wait a
Oh,
second.
I bet it's 35.
How much is each one of these squares?
What and a half? I don't know.
I think I got it now.
Well, there's 20,
Perfect.
there's 40. How much is the
Isabel, how
first
about you?
one?
Mm-hmm.
How much is the second one? Shoot, point at the second one.
Yeah.
The next
pretty
one,
much.
yep, right there. Stop. 20, something, 40. Is that arrow halfway? It's halfway between 20 and 40. Okay, so every one of those squares is
So then this would be,
5.
so this would be
Is that
35.
5, 30, 35, 40. So now go back to your original.
It'd be like that.
Maybe.
Are you there?
Go back to your original. Inward. And see what the line was that you have to deal with.
You can
And
get
now
rid of
figure
that.
out is that the
I
same?
don't need that.
Okay, so what's
You
your
don't, I
line
know,
gonna
it's
be?
got your name in it, but you don't need it.
Is that it? That's your equation then. So you go back over there. This is,
Trevor, what if I told you that there were 2 instances of the Zika virus found in Minnesota?
I'd say, oh well.
okay,
Oh, well?
now, what is your?
Huh?
I don't even want to go to
Like
Minnesota
graph
anymore.
up here on your sample. Oh, how did you get that?
Are you for
This
real?
tells you,
What
you
did
need
you
it,
have
your
to
mom
do
needs
They
to
have
see
the
it.
small
that
pots.
I was
graph?
playing at
We
Memorial Day.
hopefully work out.
No. What did you do specifically? You have to tell
It's a
Mason
Monday, I think, it's
how
a
to do
Monday.
exactly
Monday,
what
May
you just did.
30th.
You put
Your mom needs to see that,
answer in.
What did you start with?
Y
Is that for real?
equals 1.
Memorial
Then you
Day.
go from there.
No,
And what
are
did you
for
get
real?
when you got put y equals 1?
Straight line.
You got a
Monday,
straight
May 30th.
horizontal
How does
line,
it even get happen?
right?
That's a good
And then
question.
you decided, oh,
I don't
that's
even
not
wanna
in
go
the
to
right
Minnesota.
place, but it's the right shape.
Just go up.
And then you went up,
10:30.
and then you figured out,
Yeah.
okay, if I put it in a
Yeah.
bigger number, it goes up.
Monday, May
and then-
30th at
Yeah, type
10:30.
that out. That's all that is.
Huh? Today's the 4th, yes. Make
Everybody
sure
else,
your mom sees
moving
that.
on?
That's all we need to tell you
I
there.
don't even want to
We're
go
not
to
sitting and
Minnesota.
spinning?
No, just show her tonight when you get home.
No, get off that.
That's soon enough.
So for the next one, for the absolute value
What is
function, you
that?
have to find the
Minnesota's
conversion function
bowling.
first. What does that look like? What does an absolute value equation look like? So you can Google that and then type it into Desmos to see what type of graph you get. And then you wanna make it, you wanna play with it to make it look like the one on the sheet.
This is a great exercise for
Say it
trying
again.
stuff, figuring out what works and what doesn't.
Oh my god, I read the first time.
Who can put these chairs up here?
Absolutely, and
Trevor
it kinda
did it.
teaches
I'm
you
gonna
what
strangulate
data needs
somebody.
to do. Like,
Sorry, I thought that's right. Yeah.
here's the graph of everyone that was sick. You can actually take that apart a little bit better now and understand the numbers that go into it.
I don't know what you're saying, Jamie. Eat and then sing, yeah. Huh? Because you have a concert on Thursday night, so you have to go sing. What? Tomorrow? You have a concert tomorrow, yeah? You're gonna sing tomorrow night and play in the band tomorrow night. Yeah. Say it again? New sound.
You got a new sound.
New what?
A new sound for his baritone.
I don't know how
New
like
sound?
scenarios is absolute fucking.
Oh, it's the sound in the top, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm confused on this.
Does it make it sound better?
Are you still on number 1?
I'm not a big baritone fan. My son played baritone, and I asked him not to. I don't know. I want something with a little melody. I didn't know I played drums. Drummers are the only people in the world.
That's fine. The, what she
He
learned
played
in graph, though,
trombone
is how to
and guitar.
The scenario is just
And some days I'd swear he played the flute
all the math is what
Yes.
that's all.
or the piccolo. I don't know. Depends on what kind of a mood I'm in.
How do we do this?
So you're gonna wanna do
Depends
the
on what
graph
kind of
and
Like,
the answer.
cause like, I got almost a graph and whatnot.
As soon as you figure out what the answer
So
is,
now you
put it
have
in
to
there.
create a
The graph
scenario,
part is
fictional
how did you
scenario.
get it?
Oh, so like
Yeah.
saying that like the disease.
Right, right,
That's
right.
explaining to me how to go
And just
punch
kind of
buttons
flatlined. or
Yeah.
and do what
Well-
you just did.
Well, the scenario is going to be the story that goes to the equation, right?
How do you
At
make a
day
scenario
zero,
for
5
an
people were
absolute
sick with
function
days
one?
every 2 days. So at day
The scenario
0,
is an English class.
22 people were sick with
Creative
the
writing
disease,
assignment.
and 10 got sick every 2 days after that, or every 24
So
hours
for
after that.
absolute value,
These lives are messed
stuff
up.
happens
City.
before day 0, right?
So like, you could put
Yeah.
like that like.
What was happening
35,
before day
Right.
0?
The disease has kind of disappeared and
Okay.
went away.
I don't
Yeah,
get
you
it.
can-
To
that
write an
scenario,
absolute
you can
value
make up any
equation,
scenario you want.
you have those little lines.
Yes, and you can do that in Desmos. It's not like
It makes my own
on a
fucking go.
calculator where it's hard. There's a button down at the bottom
Excuse me.
left.
Oh.
Yeah.
And put an X in there and see what happens.
Oh, dude.
What do we do after that?
mom know you eat data like that?
I used to eat data with all my iMessaging, so I had to turn iMessaging off. We went over 40 gigs last month.
That's expensive as heck if you don't have
They only
unlimited.
charge us for 2.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Don't do that again.
I know, I turned it off. Kid 6 to share. I use up most of it.
Mr. Schneider,
Yo.
I put those lines in there, but now it does not work.
Oh wait, it probably does.
No, because it has that little thing by it, so we cannot graph this.
Oh. We don't solve complicated single variable equations yet. What happens if you take the -5 out of there and you move it to the other side? Same error?
Not that way either.
Okay. That's a Mrs. Keller thing, because I have never been in Desmos ever. Absolute value of x minus 5 equals 3 is an error message.
Oh yeah, just make it equal to y. Do y equals, and then put the absolute value in with x.
Okay.
And then when you do the other numbers, you can do like x plus 3 or x plus 1 or 5 or whatever inside the absolute value,
Got it.
or you can do it outside.
Why does it smell like chicken?
You had a number on, wow.
Yeah, why does it smell like food?
I was in the teacher's lounge, and Mrs. Bitterman's burrito blew up in the microwave.
Every day, cause I smell
So
it every day.
I'm guessing I'm dragging that smell back when I walk back, or got in my clothes or something.
That's
Now I'm hungry, darn it.
Me too.
And there's breakfast for lunch here.
In 24 hours ago, I was 3 minutes away from an hour after lunch. At 11 minutes after 11, Bert goes to lunch.
11 minutes after 11? Why so specific?
That's awesome.
Because that's the way it works out with 3 minutes in between classes and
3.
yeah.
I got 5 at my big high school, and I still barely made it to class.
But that was a big high school. This is a small one.
You still get 5 though.
You don't have to walk very far.
Well, the building is
They like it,
probably
so.
from that road to where the buses are.
Yeah.
Just the building, not even the baseball field and all that.
But that's a 2-minute walk if you just go.
Yeah, but how many people
yeah, and
go
there's
to
the
the baseball
traffic flow.
field during school? Is that
So I'm saying that from that road to where the buses are is how long the building itself was.
that's cool. Cool story, bro.
But here's being a jerk now.
I can't get
And
it
then we had like
for
3,000
this month.
students trying to push through. us.
So have you Googled that?
Food.
No.
They will pay you to do research. I'm just saying.
I am okay. How
I
do you
cashed
get-
a $10 gift card at Christmas time, and I'm almost up to a $5 gift card again.
I need to have my mom put the credit card information on there so I can do that. Because I can buy stuff on it. I want an Amazon Prime gift cards. Those pay off.
Ah!
Especially when I need parts for something, it gets here 2
Um,
days later.
How do you get the slightly line on the V one? I can't figure that out.
Are you guys figuring out number 2 okay?
Nope.
You want a
It's
hint?
V.
I know the
Have you gone
equation,
to
I just
Google
don't
and
know
looked
how to
into
write a
absolute value
scenario.
function?
I don't know
How
the
did you find the
equation.
equation?
You should.
What?
This is
How
how you
did you
figure
find
things
the
out.
equation?
That you
I just
simply
plug
do not
numbers
know,
in.
but you can figure them out. Because you know.
So
all
did you
need
add
is another
something to the
tab.
equation?
And well, you got it right there.
Yeah, I figured out the,
Type
cause
in
it
absolute value
doesn't
function,
start at
okay,
0, I
okay.
figured out that
You
number.
can copy and paste the example back
And then
in.
the absolute
and see what
value
kind of
number,
line.
I just plugged in until it looked correct.
Perfect, yeah,
Nope,
that's
you need to
exactly
be-
what I wanted you guys to do. So, you
And a
guys for
ferret.
number 2, notice how she said
It's the
it's
way.
not starting at 0. It's starting at a different number. on the y-axis,
Otherwise
right?
it's vodka.
I shouldn't say starting, I should
Absolute
say
value, and then you want,
kind
there's
of
your equation.
plummets to a number that's at its lowest point at its
It
minimum.
would be like,
What number is that?
Two.
it'd be like
Two.
y.
Two, and that's like a y-intercept, right?
Absolute value.
So try
Put X
adding
inside.
to the, not inside the absolute
the
value
right
sign,
side
but on
there,
the
how about
outside, and see what happens.
Right?
Make go upside down.
That might have been one too many times.
That's pretty good.
But now you know how to get a beat.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
what you wanted to
do-
know.
We gotta practice
And
this.
you
What you're
figured it
doing
all out, I
here,
didn't tell you nothing.
Yeah, but it needs to go up to the.
you can't really do,
Okay, now you gotta make it look like
and we
that
don't
one.
wanna start anything new until everybody's here, so
Yep,
we're
that
just
won't
gonna
work. You
practice
have to
this
have a
for a
Y
bit.
on this side
Do you
and
like
an X
typing?
on that side.
Yeah?
I know that.
I don't
So now you can.
Another thing you
when
guys
that's
can do is
made,
find a point on the
you can
graph.
add 3, subtract
So
3.
there's a point on there,
add to the other side,
7,
can have 2 equals.
where x is 1 and
When
y
you
is
go
7, so you know when you
outside,
plug
you
in
should probably
1,
wear
you get
clothes.
7.
Does that get
I don't
skinnier
know what the
or
temperature is.
fatter
Let's check.
or?
So what would you have
Usually
to
the same
multiply with
value.
1 and then add 2
Oh,
to
yes, you
get
did.
7?
Very good.
That's another
I
way to
missed
do it,
that.
or you
Oh,
could
no,
just play
wait,
around
that's
with
not what I
numbers.
want.
Ha-ha!
You wanted
I
it.
did it.
Yay!
16
So
degrees.
that has to be a 2.
So should
I love
probably
those
But it's too
ahas.
fat now.
They like,
to
So, if changing
Are you
this,
able
we
to
don't
like-
have to.
Oh,
That's just a suggestion.
I'm really-
You know what else I need to
Maybe.
do? I know what I need.
no, that has to be an X. But it can be an X plus 3, it can be an X minus 3, it can be 3X, it could be all of the above. Right, you don't. So you try something and see what happens, and then you try something else and see how that changes.
Oh, no, that's not my
Oh, that's good, you can get anything over.
Does it have to be like,
Okay.
line. Okay.
So, what
Wait,
did you
never
figure
mind.
out about changing stuff on the right side?
It was it.
It changes where that point is.
Yeah.
So go change something on the left side.
So the Y?
Yeah. And it has to be a Y, but it can be a Y plus or a Y minus or.
Yeah, go down.
Oh, you have an X plus 2 also.
We get rid of that one?
Yeah. You don't want that. You just want the X. Ooh,
That's all.
okay. So what happens if that's a minus?
Okay, and this would be minus 2. Okay. Still not.
Still not getting skinny. Hmm.
Just keep going until you get this one.
When that goes up 5, it goes over 5. When it goes over 5 negative, and it goes over 5 positive. That's a perfect 45-degree angle, isn't it? Okay, so our problem is that our graph makes a 45-degree angle and we don't want that. We want it narrow. So, when x is 1, y is 1. What would happen if we put a 2 in front of the x?
I mean,
So now it takes 2 x's to make 1 y, right? So now x goes this way and y goes that way. So now we cut our 45-degree angle in half. Is that what we wanted to do?
yeah, so we're gonna go
So our x goes
up, and then you go,
over a half, and our y was 1, 2, 3,
no,
right?
2.
No, I'm going, I'm sorry. I'm going from the bottom of the V up to the 5.
Okay, yeah, so then you wanna go 2 up
So how far did we go that way?
a half.
A half? Maybe even a little bit more than a half. That's okay, half is close.
Okay.
And we went up
So let's do
3. So let's go back to our equation. Does this say x equals a half and y equals 3?
no.
Let's do that. No, so take that. It looks like it's taking that.
Let's try.
So go over to your y.
Plus, what about the minus 1?
got wider.
Yeah.
So let's take those two numbers and flip them around. Oh, now we got the right shape.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
It's right, I'm gonna move it up. How did we move it up?
So guys, work smarter, not harder. If you get stuck on one and you're trying all these different things and you just can't find it, come see me and I'll give you a strategy
That's too far.
Yeah,
or help you find one.
Well, if 2 is too far, then try.
there we go. I did it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. And does that equation look pretty complicated?
Yeah.
But was any one thing we did complicated?
No.
No. Just try some crap, figure out what it did. Nope, that ain't it. Try something
Yeah.
different. You can handle that. Now, you have an answer, which goes there. Oh, wait. You can't do that. Get rid of that parenthesis over there. You have to have that. There you go. Now you're good. Now you gotta go right here. And right. How did you make that happen?
Right.
First I tried, and then I tried, and I figured out, and yeah.
Think of it as a story.
Story about what you did. He's not even doing the scenario, that's just the graph part, where you have to tell how you got your answer.
No,
Which number was that, Mason?
Number 2.
Number 2 is a bugger with a V?
No, it
It's
isn't.
hard for the scenario part. Like I just don't
It's hard
know.
for the
Like,
scenario, but it's really easy to figure out.
yeah, it's easy to figure out. I'm just struggling on how to write a scenario about it.
Oh, let me help. Which one are you on?
Number 2.
What?
Number 2.
Thank you.
Yep.
I like to clean.
I wrote a scenario for it, but I don't know if it makes sense.
Share it with us.
At day 0, 2 people were sick with the disease every day. Another 5 people would get sick. No one ever got better. People just kept getting sick at the same rate.
And dying?
And what happened leading up to day 0?
That's where I was thinking it didn't make sense.
So you can say before day 0,
5 people are getting
people
better.
were getting healthier. It's like the opposite, the exact opposite was happening. And you can just add that as the last sentence, because you explained it so well after day 0 and during day 0. You can say before day 0, the exact opposite happened. People were getting better until only 2 people were sick.
Stop flirting with
Okay. 3, quadratic function. The one that hits 10, and then that 2 that hits 100. What's the better way to do that?
Flash.
So what's your parent function for a quadratic function?
F of x equals what?
Yeah, it's something simple. Y equals...
Look at Mrs. Keller. Mrs. Keller just relaxing.
There's nothing added to it, it's just Y equals...
I don't know.
You've got your
Sure, it's hard.
variable, and there's something that's done to the variable to make it a quadratic function. The internet is your friend here.
Oh no.
Not x4, not x5 isn't it? Oh, no, never mind, I see it happening. It's x squared.
Yes.
Not 1/4.
I don't have a clue.
That's all the ones that we did.
I should throw that in there then.
That's the ones that were actually done,
No, that's all the ones that were said would be.
so don't put that in there.
Don't put that in.
Did you put that somewhere so we all have access to it?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
And you put it, and then you put it.
Yeah, I know it. We're kind of a digital school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
You Colorado people. Did you not have one-to-one computers out there?
Like rolling
No.
paper.
We didn't have computers at all.
Paper.
I don't believe you didn't have computers at all.
We didn't have computers in class at all.
You know, but you might have had a lab.
That's
Yeah,
what
we didn't have a lab, but we didn't share our computers. We did all paperwork.
That's
You had access to computers if you wanted them. Maybe not for class work itself, but you had access to computers.
Like I could bring my personal laptop.
Your school had to have labs. You're telling me you had the only
had
school
our
in the
own.
United States that didn't have a computer in it?
No, we had we had a math lab and then our engineering lab, and we never used that for science.
No, she means a
Yeah,
computer lab.
you had access to
Yeah.
computers. Yes.
Oh,
Huh?
How far are you getting?
Not very far.
We got 7 or 8 minutes left.
Not yet. You don't want to put your
I'm
stuff on
trying to
yet.
figure out number 3's graph.
I'm trying to figure out a scenario for number 2.
So number 3, do you have the parent function?
X squared.
Yes.
And then
It's
you
just
have to
y
add a
equals x
fraction in
squared.
front of it to get the slope. Which I'm working on.
Not until
So,
27
yeah, it's-
after.
It starts out not as steep and then gets steeper.
1/4. Is that right?
Did you see your son's latest post? I got in
So
touch
do you
with
know
my
how
inner
to set
self
your
today.
graph?
That's
so
the last
that
time I'll buy one
you can
plate
see
of
the
paper.
100s?
What did your son put?
You can.
But
But you can also make it like if you hit the graph settings button with the
12,
wrench,
2,
That's
7.
great.
So when those last two numbers say 2,
you
7,
can click on the
here, you know what?
things
I'll
below
just do
the
this.
x-axis and the
I'm gonna set my
y-axis. So you
timer. How's
click
that sound?
on those numbers. You
Yep,
can
you're
Go.
gonna
set them
you can shut your
between
computer.
0
You can shut your computer off
and then
because it's gonna be time to go very soon.
700 or whatever it is.
So you can shut your computer off. And I'm gonna set
It's all about
this.
getting your brain to do something it hasn't done before.
I don't see what you're saying. Can you show? Can you show?
Yes,
Most
yes,
of you
let me
think
share
you
my
know
screen
what kind
here.
of job you want.
Yeah, you're up on the board.
A lot
Yep.
of you are gonna do a job in your 20s or 30s that doesn't even
So
exist.
if you click on this button right here,
Probably.
the little wrench.
Probably.
Your brain's gonna have to do stuff it doesn't know how to do
Eat
a
nothing.
lot of times before you can
It's
do
up here
it.
in the upper right hand corner. I don't know if you can
To
see
eat
that.
breakfast.
You might wanna practice that
Do you
in
eat
a
breakfast
safe
before
place
you
Yeah,
where
now I
failure
see
doesn't
that.
cost you any
And
money.
what's your
And then
favorite
or a
breakfast?
down
job.
here you click right below where it says y-axis.
Yeah.
You can set that to
Pancakes,
0
French toast, waffles,
Okay.
cereal.
and then click on this
What's your
one.
thoughts on oatmeal?
And you can set that
All about
to
problem solving.
say 800.
Do you like
Or
oatmeal?
what is it in the
Mr. Schneider eats oatmeal.
worksheet? It looks like it goes up to 600. So let's set it to
I don't
600.
like it as much as he does. I'll eat it, but usually
The side of the wall.
not as much.
And
I did it!
hold on to stuff.
I really
Do
like
I wanna
frozen
use crepe
waffles.
paper? And if I
Because
have
I
to
can
use
grab
crepe
it
paper, how
and
much
go do
crepe
something.
paper do I have to have before it's gonna snap?
Either that or cinnamon
Now
toast.
we can,
Cinnamon and
When
sugar
I go
toast.
down it, I'm
I
gonna
like
wiggle it
that.
back.
That's
and forth.
wonderful.
It's
Color?
you can do
And
that.
sometimes
Can you tell me if I
a
did this right?
really good bowl of cereal.
Yes, 1 second, let me finish demonstrating.
Mr. Snyder, this makes my brain hurt.
So we know it hits at 2 and 100, so we just need to play around with it now to see how we get
I
that
really
number
like
up
cereal.
there.
How did you make it so big?
Way big giant stretches.
You can
of-
go to
oh my
this little
God,
wrench.
This shouldn't be any more boring. And then
And you can adjust what the y-axis is, so it goes from 0 to 600 like in the drawing.
You, my alarm will go off when you can put your clothes on, but you can start putting that in your bag if you want to.
Colonel.
Okay?
Life sucks.
You know that nukes went missing from,
Alright, I can check whoever's now.
where'd they go missing?
Me, hold on.
Is that Isabel?
From where?
Yes.
Happened,
From where?
or was it mine?
Where did the Knicks go?
Nukes went missing from Kentucky.
Well, that's a bad deal.
Found them in Minot.
Well then. We're all
the
good
other way
now.
around.
That was it?
They left Minot,
They left Minot and went to
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Wait, who stole the Knicks though?
Nobody stole
Everybody.
them. They thought they were dummies. They were the real deal.
Whoa.
Well, good thing they didn't do a practice run.
Somebody got the wrong thing out of inventory.
Oh.
I wish there was test mode.
Tight. We would all be dead.
Or if they screw those up underneath the wings,
I have
and
an
then
alarm
there's
set,
a release
right,
mechanism,
for 12 to 7.
somebody
When
wouldn't
this,
have not
when this
tightened one
goes
of those.
whack,
Okay.
whack, 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 then you can
It
put
One
just
second.
fell off over
Which
I am
happens.
Kansas,
Move this.
Missouri. They dropped it somewhere.
not yet. When that quacks,
But they didn't have
no
the
sooner than.
Oh, right,
When,
detonator.
where do they do the nuke testing?
Little
And,
pieces.
like, do they do it here in America, like in the middle of nowhere, like Death Valley?
Goes in the
Nevada.
nose,
Like
it-
Death Valley?
Okay,
So if they dropped it in like South
My
Dakota,
other
would that
line's
just
on
kill
there.
all
They
of
know
South
if that would
Dakota?
do the trick or not.
That's okay, you
Probably.
delete a mercury
Or
line,
like
it
split
doesn't
the
matter, so
atom.
is your
Part of like
organic
Montana.
function
Well,
going
if
from
Yellowstone
point
explodes, basically the whole west
100?
and the whole west coast and middle and like
What?
basically everyone
Is
from
it going through
California
the point
Well-
to
to 100,
Idaho
so an
and down,
x
we're
equals
all
2?
gonna die.
My numbers aren't
If
like
Yellowstone
that, they're,
explodes, we're all gonna die.
And if our power grid cuts out,
no.
Yeah, I would set the
Just go on.
x-axis to just be 1, 2, 3,
If
4,
our power
5,
grid
like make it
cuts
out,
go
the
from
Terminators
0
are going
to
to us.
How do you do
every
that?
single refrigerator
6, so you
in the
click on
country
that little
doesn't work,
wrench in the upper right hand corner.
and
Okay.
none of the gas pumps work.
And then we would all be
And
screwed.
there are numbers that have
So
some number
even if
less
the
than or equal
refrigerators in the
to
grocery
x
store
less than or
did
equal
work,
to
you
something
still couldn't
else.
get food there because the gas pumps
Yes.
don't
See
work.
that?
Yes.
Yeah, so change the one on the far left to
Oh, that's
0
the town.
and the other
Probably
one
how
to
big of a
10.
town you have. If it's just armor.
The gas pump won't work without electricity.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
important.
but
And then for the Y's, make it go
So,
from 0 to
Laos have
600.
gas. Hermit
What about the middle
Wait,
one?
I don't know.
mine,
we just have these.
okay, so you were looking for
Even the people
x
that do
is
that.
less than or equal to, or something is less than or equal
They
to
don't last
x
very long.
less than or equal
Right.
to another number.
Is it not?
When you click on the wrench, do you see that
Let's
little
take
part?
that
It
right.
does
No.
that.
No,
You get rid
I only see y.
So how are you gonna eat?
So are you ready to say for a night?
I can share my
How
screen
many
if you want to look.
animals are gonna be around after 3 weeks?
Not very many.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me how long it makes noise. Good,
It's suck to
that's
be
what it's
old
supposed to
when
do,
that.
isn't it? Yeah?
You're going into crock pot,
You
Greg.
have the, does it look like this when you
Oh.
hit the wrench?
Dude, I couldn't eat
Hold on.
something else. I couldn't do it.
That's
Does
good.
it say edit this?
a simulator of like if the world.
No, you should
Like-
just
like
click on
post-apocalyptic,
actually,
like-
it says graph settings.
Oh, wait,
It'll be awesome.
never mind.
I can't wait to hear you.
I think that'd be so much
I
fun.
can't
See,
wait to hear
And
you.
then these are the
If the
numbers.
power ever went out, I think the first thing that I would do is just
Exists for Y
I
as
don't suppose
well.
you're gonna wear a tuxedo.
How do I
They exist.
like
You're just gonna wear
They
a
cost way more than
black
they
pants,
can afford.
white shirt. Alright, go to lunch. Go to breakfast. Go to breakfast.
like if everything just went kaput, I think that I would go to Alaska.
Huh? Then you're gonna sing
You
after
can't
lunch.
get
Well,
that,
x,
because the gas
0
pumps
and
don't work.
100.
Well, then you just keep stealing cars.
X to do 0 to 10.
But everybody else had that same idea.
Bikes will always pedal.
10. And what's y?
What is it on the sheet?
I don't know.